Do you find yourself getting easily frustrated? Do you sometimes feel like the world is against you? If so, you may be an ISTP. ISTPs are known for their independent spirits and their ability to stay calm in the face of adversity. However, even the most level-headed ISTP can find themselves feeling frustrated from time to time. Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we'll explore some of the things that frustrate ISTPs and how they deal with it. From dealing with bureaucracy to feeling misunderstood, we'll cover everything you need to know about what frustrates ISTPs and how they cope. So sit back, relax, and let's explore the world of the ISTP. First, let's take a look at conditions that frustrates an ISTP the most. ISTPs get frustrated when conditions remain unchanged. ISTPs are moment-focused people. ISTPs are acutely aware of their surroundings and their own bodies, in contrast to certain other introverted types, who may seem to be divorced from the present by daydreaming, reflecting on the past, or making plans for the future. Because of this, they actively seek out new experiences, particularly sensory ones, and they embrace all that life has to offer. An ISTP could be seen doing something purely for the excitement of it, such as skydiving, indulging in a delicious meal, or taking a corner in their automobile a bit too harshly. If ISTPs find themselves getting into a rut or having to do the same boring chores over and over again, they may purposefully shake things up or rock the boat, since they're always seeking for something new and interesting to do. When things remain the same, ISTPs detest it to the core. Second thing that frustrates an ISTP is the handling of tumultuous emotions and drama. Because ISTPs prefer to see the world largely through logical lenses, they often find dealing with emotional issues to be difficult. They're not the one that their friends and family come to for emotional support. In fact, an ISTP personality may unintentionally come out as cold or even too direct. Similar to this, they often keep their own emotions hidden from even their closest friends and family. But it's not true that ISTPs can't handle emotional situations. On the other hand, as they become older, many ISTPs begin to understand the utility of improving their emotional intelligence. An ISTP will, however, detest being forced to cope with high-drama situations or being urged to get it all out. ISTPs get frustrated when they are feeling confined, stifled, or stuck. The ISTP personality desires independence and autonomy, maybe more than anything else. They want to be free to alter their minds whenever it suits them without fear of being criticized or constrained by others. They want for a life free of hectic schedules, tight deadlines, and onerous responsibilities. These things might seem quite constricting to the spontaneous, free-spirited ISTP who feeds on them. The ISTP could flee, for instance, if their significant other attempts to become committed quickly and demands a firm commitment. Or ISTPs will detest having to adhere to highly strict norms and standards at work. ISTPs need some me time as well. That's why they get frustrated when they did not get enough time by themselves. Although ISTPs tend to come off as swift and self-assured, they are introverts who need a lot of alone time. They could work on their most recent project in their workshop at that time, or they can go to the gym to concentrate on their bodies. Actually, anything that enables ISTPs to focus only on their senses will seem stimulating. Like any other introvert, an ISTP will get stressed, worn out, and downright unpleasant if they don't get enough downtime. ISTPs hate small chit-chat and unrelated socializing. ISTPs are often upbeat and laid back, but they are likely to never be the most well-liked person in the room, and they are good with it. ISTPs often stay around in the background during gatherings or parties, or they could brag about their prowess at pool or beer pong. Instead of engaging in small conversation, they want to take action. Of course, ISTPs may learn to do party conversation, just like any other personality type, and many of them have developed good social skills on their own, particularly as they become older. However, ISTPs are unlikely to like dinner parties or networking events, since they find all that polite chatting to be a little tedious. They would abhor it to the hilt if instances like this arise. These are some situations that frustrates an ISTP the most, but you know what, they are very good at dealing with it as well. So let's take a look at some ways through which an ISTP deals with frustration. Firstly, they need to spend some time alone. ISTPs need to have the ability to withdraw from everyone and attempt to handle their emotions and issues on their own. They are very independent individuals who value their privacy, when anything is hurting them. Being alone might encourage them to reflect more clearly on the issues at hand and can prevent the tension from rising. Another way is by canceling any non-essential obligations. A task completed will quickly make an ISTP feel less frustrated since they thrive on unstructured, unscheduled time. They may be able to regain their equilibrium and their ability to think properly by being able to take on less obligations and temporarily disconnect from the outside world. Exercise is another way for an ISTP to deal with frustration. ISTPs may experience an overflow of repressed energy and adrenaline. Exercise helps them access their auxiliary extroverted sensing and lets them release part of that energy in a healthy manner. This is crucial because, if they are suffering grip stress, employing sensing may assist them come out of their inferior function and normalize their viewpoint. The ISTP may avoid exhausting their primary function, introverted thinking, by using sensing. Light problem-solving exercises also helps an ISTP in dealing with frustration. ISTPs may become too overwhelmed to establish equilibrium because they are attempting to solve a complicated issue or because their emotions are erupting. They may be able to restore their composure by becoming involved in a completely unrelated activity that requires less strain to think. Some ISTPs take pleasure in playing computer games, reading mystery books, and solving Sudoku puzzles. They may restore control over their main function and break out of a gripping experience by engaging in activities like these. Another way of releasing frustration is by playing video games. A video game may be a great method for some ISTPs to vent their frustrations and release some of their stored-up energy. ISTPs seem to particularly like first-person shooters. An ISTP will eat healthy food to release their frustration. Eating wholesome meals that naturally lower stress is another good strategy for ISTPs to attain balance. Salmon, pistachios, blueberries, yogurt, and green leafy vegetables are a few examples of foods that are said to help the body stay healthy and reduce stress. Eating may help ISTPs use their auxiliary sensing function and break their habit of overusing either their inferior feeling function or their dominant thinking function. Last thing an ISTP will do to release their frustration is to speak with a reliable friend who will hear you without judgment. ISTPs will first merely want to be alone themselves as much as possible while under stress. However, after the tension has subsided, they may feel better discussing it with a reliable person who can stay cool and collected. They vehemently object to being questioned or forced to provide lengthy responses. By reassuring them that their reaction is appropriate, just listening, and pardoning out of character conduct, the buddy may assist. So there you have it. Everything that frustrates ISTPs and how they deal with it. If you're an ISTP, hopefully this video helped you understand yourself a little better. And if you're not an ISTP, hopefully this gave you some insight into the mind of one. Either way, thanks for watching and be sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this one. Peace out.